Sure. Idea what we're looking at there.
My name's Nick Moore. I'm with Moore Builders. I'm here to propose this this storage unit facility. I know some of you guys were at the zoning board meeting. Some of you weren't. And what it is a self-owned storage project. So you own not only the building, but you own the property with it. It's not a condominium where you wouldn't own the land. You own everything. You own these lots. These lots are already subdivided into this particular parcel. So at the last meeting, there was a few questions that people had, and I basically just want to kind of answer some of that. We had some concerns about the commercial use. If this gets turned to commercial, how do we regulate that? What does that look like? And at the meeting, I didn't have the answer. I'm like, we got to figure something out. And so I talked with my attorney, and she recommended a deed restriction, which I think is a good solution to this. And a deed restriction that I can put on it, I could put a deed restriction on these pieces of property, which would not allow any commercial activity at all. I think that's a good solution to that problem that we could work off of. There was some questions about the building code. I don't think that's an issue. The research that I've done shows that the building, as long as it's being used as residential, I would pull the building permit as such. I wouldn't be pulling it as a commercial building permit. I'd be pulling it as a residential, a pole barn is what it is. The building department, as far as I know, on the building permit application, it asks if it's commercial, if it's residential. These would be filled out as a residential use buildings. That's what I'm really trying to do. I want it to be residential. I have no intent for these to be used as commercial buildings. We had some questions about fire, and I talked to the chief today. I had a pretty good talk with him today about the concerns with the setbacks. He said no issues with the setback. We had a discussion about fire hydrants, because I don't want to run city water or sewer back to these, because I don't want people living there, and I don't think you guys want people living there. That's the big thing with eliminating city water and sewer, is making sure that these things stay as storage buildings only. So we discussed the fire hydrant, putting fire hydrants back there, which would mean running city water back there. Chief Hummerkaus said he has no issue with the fire hydrant being on Michigan Avenue. He says he has no problem with it. So that was the discussion with him. We had some drainage questions. There is a drainage ditch on the north, in the east side of the property. All the water would be running. We would run it to that ditch. Would be our solution for the drainage question that we had. There was some questions about traffic. I just kind of wanted to touch on that a little bit. These are a lot lower impact than we think, than I think people think. I have this particular complex literally in my backyard. That's another building that I just wanted to show, but these buildings are literally in my backyard. There's a dozen of them back there. People use them to store boats, RVs, lawnmowers, whatever, and we just, the traffic is very, very minimal. What we see happen is a lot of these things people will use maybe once a week in the summertime. They'll come and grab some stuff out of there. Some people will be there every day. They'll grab a boat out of there and they'll leave. My opinion is, this being zoned residential the way it is right now, it's set up to have 24 houses here. If there's 24 houses here, my experience with our development that we have in my backyard, there would be a lot more traffic with 24 houses if people are living there full time. We just don't see the traffic that I understand people are concerned about. There were some questions about safety and security. I don't think it's a problem. What we see back there is all these people, they're paying $100,000 to $120,000 for each one of these pole barns. They've got piles of very expensive toys in these barns. These things, everybody has security cameras outside of them. I mean, you can't walk back there without people seeing everything. We do not have a problem with any crime or security or anything like that. The people that have have an awful lot of money invested in them, as well as toys that are in them. So they're pretty protective of that, and I think that helps keep any crime and security issues down. That's all I got for you guys. I don't know if anybody has any questions for me.
Any questions for the city council of this group?